Hello, welcome back to the Fish Locker Workshop. I am going to show you and talk to you about one of my reels, and it is the Daiwa Slosh 30. Now I think these reels are fantastic. I'll talk you through it real quick, and then I'll talk you through the uses that I have for it. Now, just a simple balanced handle. There are two settings on this handle. You can take this off and move it down to have like a power handle on it. There's the brake, star drag, so that's tightening up, that's slackening off. Bail arm on, sorry, bail arm off, bail arm on, and there's the ratchet there. So, ratchet on, ratchet off, bail arm off, bail arm on, tighten the drag up a bit, and there you go. That's it. That's how simple they are. Nothing to them. Because there's nothing to them, generally there's nothing to go wrong. I've had this one, actually, this one here for 10 years nearly, and I've had this one for nearly 6. I liked this one this much when I got it, that I got a second one for my wife. Just because one of the beauties of these as well, is I was going to come on to it, is they are light. So I mean, it'd be alright for, I'm not being sexist here, it'd be alright for a bloke sometimes to carry a big heavy rod and big heavy reel all day, but not for my wife. These are light enough that she can fish with it all day and it's no drama. They are incredibly tough, almost bomb proof. This one, you can see it's got a couple of scratches and nicks and dents and that, but I've had it for 10 years nearly, and I've dropped it on the boat, I've dropped it out my bag on the rocks. I've had fish pull the rod and the reel off the rest before and drag it down the rocks. It hasn't missed a beat. It is still as good today as it was the day when I first spooled it up. I use it for any light stuff on the boat, like mackerel feathers or like even live baiting. I use it for drifting, for place or for dabs. I use it for uptiding. I use it for shadding on wrecks. I use it reef fishing at anchor. I use this much that if you've pretty much if you've seen one of my videos of me on a boat, 9 times out of 10 there is one of these somewhere nearby. I use them for everything. I've even had blue sharks on them. Good for uptiding. You can cast these quite well. I can't personally. I can cast these about 100 yards comfortably. Other people can cast them further. I use these ones for the boat, and I use this one for the shore. Now this is a Daiwa Slosh 20. When you compare it with the Slosh 30, the same. The only difference is, and you can see, look, the size of the spool. The Slosh 20 has a smaller spool than the Slosh 30. That is the only difference. They still have the same retrieval rate, which is fantastic, by the way. It's a 6.1 to 1 retrieval rate, so a very fast retrieve. So great if you're fishing in the rocks. It's like you're fishing off a pier into the rocks, or you're fishing off the side of the cliff. Hard ground fishing for huss and for conger. Fantastic. That's why I have mono on this one. I have braid on these for the boat, and this one I use from the shore. I have mono because mono gives you better abrasion resistance on the rocks. That's a different thing. There is not much to say about them. Maintenance wise, whenever I come in from a fishing trip, I usually dunk them, splash them about in a bit of warm water, give them a wipe off, give them a quick spray with WD-40. Every few months, or if I'm going to have a period of time where I'm not going to be fishing, like over the winter if it's real bad, I will take them apart and give them some heavy maintenance. I will put a link into the maintenance video to show you how to do that, but there's not to them. The only thing negative that I can say about these is, bearing in mind, nearly 10 years old, that one. The times that I've taken it apart, the little screw you can see that's in there that I've covered in grease to try and protect it is made of brass. If it gets wedged in there with a little bit of salt and you don't get the screwdriver right on it, that can happen. You'll round the head off because it's soft, or it'll shear completely. Now I've had to replace them twice. That's only 2, and I've between 2 reels, and I've had one for like 9.5 years, and I've had one for 6 years. So that's not bad. And all I do for my spares for things like this is there's a guy online, and I think it's called Jim's Reel Shop. I'll put a link into the description here. And all he does is he sells spares for like Pen and Abu and Mitchell and Daiwa and everyone. So I just phoned him up and I just says, oh yeah, I need a couple of screws for like a handle cap. I go, all right, no problem, couple of quid, perfect. That's it, that's all I've had to change. I think drag washers eventually are going to need changing, but that's that's not bad. I mean, I think they're about 80 to 90 quid brand new. Considering that I've had that one 9 years, 10 quid a year, considering I use it 20 times a year, perfect. Even better if you can pick them up cheaper online, second hand. They are that tough that someone's really going to have to give it a kick in for it not to be perfect, even though it's second hand. I mean, these you can see in the cells, these have got a few scratches and bumps on them, but they have not. Their working is still perfect. I mean, you can see here that the salt's kind of got into the back of there a little bit, and salt does get into these where these screws are. So all I do is I get a little bit of silicone grease and I just cover up the screw caps with them. That does them fine. You can tell what type of person I am though, because I've still got the original boxes for them. A bit of a kleptomaniac when it comes to stuff like that. There is fitting on the back, you can see there, to put screws, to put a cap, so that you can attach it tighter to your rod if you're going to be playing harder fighting fish like taupe. But I don't. I just screw cap them in. I usually couple these up with a GX2, an ugly stick GX2, either 12 to 20 or 20 to 30, depending on what I'm doing. But like I say, fantastic for shadding, live baiting, bullus, small congers on reefs. These are maybe out of their depth if you're going above 150 feet and you're going to like wrecks and things like that. Anything where you're going to have to use like a pound of lead even, these are a little bit too light for that. Maybe liken it to like an Abu Ambassador 8000, 7500 or 8000. That's about what these are like. I recommend them to all sorts of folks. Actually, I'm going to continue using them. This isn't a sales pitch. I've bought these. I've had them for years. That one I've not had it that long, but yeah, just there's not much more I can say about them. Oh, actually, someone did mention to me a couple of years ago that there was two types, and they were made in two different places. Like some were made in the States or some were made in Taiwan. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they said to me, they said one of them avoid it. Right, that one there you can see definitely made in Taiwan. That one you can see there definitely not Taiwan, Thailand, Taiwan. Made in Thailand, made in Thailand. This one here you can see nothing. So I'm assuming that I have one of each. There is no difference. One isn't better than the other. One isn't poorer than the other. They are both brilliant. I would recommend this someone who's wanting like a starter boat reel, if they're just starting off into fishing, and so just to cover the main range of inshore fishing, these are perfect. If someone's looking for like a rough ground reel that can take a bit of hammer, take a bit of a kicking, perfect. These there's not much more I can say about it. I'll put some bits into this video showing the reel in action with different types of fish if I can. That is a cracking pollock. Look at that. Lovely starry smoothhound. Look if you can see. Also, if anybody has had any experiences with these reels, good or bad, please put them in the comments, because that's fantastic for people watching the video and reading the comments, because this is just my opinion. If we can get everybody else's opinion who's ever used any of these, there's loads more information for people there. If you think it's great, fantastic, tell me. If you think it's terrible, just as good, tell me. This is just my opinion. I really like them. I really like them. I recommend them to people. I will keep using them. And, well, that's it. It is the Daiwa Slosh 30 and the Daiwa Slosh 20. I hope this helps. Have a good one.